Welcome to Subramani. This is going to be a long video which you may be able to watch in small parts, but it's about money and happiness. Now, if I were to go to a shop and say I'm very happy, here is all my happiness. I do not know how it can be measured and how it can be taken out, but assuming for a minute that I can take it out of my body and say here is my happiness, I have lots of it. Please take this and give me a nice new Land Rover car or a flat in a good location in a big city. Will anybody give me anything against my happiness? The answer is no. However, we constantly fool ourselves into believing that money can buy happiness. I don't know whether money can buy happiness or can't buy happiness. I'm going to read out from a research report. In fact, two research reports, one of 2010 or 2011 and one of 2021, right? And the joint paper of 2023 by two separate psychologists, or somebody who is talking about one person is of course Nobel laureate in behavioral finance. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, you probably heard money can't buy happiness, and this comes from a 2010 study by Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton, right, which fundamentally reshaped our collective understanding of the relationship between money and happiness. They said that high income improves evaluation of life but not emotional well-being, and they found that higher income improved up to a particular stage and then it stagnated. It did not reverse, but it stagnated. So for them, I think the figure was something like 75,000 US dollars in America. In India, you could take it to equivalent of about 20 lakhs. You don't have to make it 50 lakhs. Even if you multiply it by 30, you'd come to about 20 lakhs. At 20 lakhs, they feel, I mean, if the study were to be done in India and the conclusions were same, I think it would peak at about 20 lakhs. Beyond 20 lakhs, people's happiness did not go up when their income level went above $75,000. We will stick to that, we will not convert. So here are the conclusions of the Kahneman and Deaton paper, and I am summarizing this from another website, or one of their websites, and it says life satisfaction continuously increases with income. This we have seen, right? When a person is earning very low, suppose a person is earning 20,000 rupees a month, he is not very happy. When 20 to 30, definitely the happiness goes up. 30 to 50, the happiness goes up, right? So that is absolutely true. We have all observed it. And this report says it peaks at 75,000 US dollar, and they have used something called the Cantril ladder, which asks respondents like, imagine a ladder where your best bet is at 10 and the worst you are at 0. How would you rank your current life on a scale of 0 to 10, right? Technically, the researchers found that, which is fairly obvious, there is what we call the marginal satisfaction of money. Beyond a particular point, money does not give you that much of satisfaction. The first 10,000 rupees will give you more satisfaction than the 10,000 rupees after you have reached 1 crore or 2 crores, right? After that, the marginal utility of 10,000 goes down because you say, oh, I already have enough, right? So somebody with a big amount adding another $10,000, there will be no impact. That was fairly easy. He says emotional well-being rises with income till it reaches $75,000. I've said that. Positive effect is when someone reports happiness, smiling and enjoyment, they treat it as happiness report. And they are stress-free or maybe reduced stress. Researchers also created a visualization to show how life satisfaction tended to increase continuously up to a particular level. However, in 2021, a study by Matthew Killingsworth titled Experience Well-Being Rises with Income Even Above $75,000, and he completely shook the foundation of the Kahneman research And then one good thing which happened is Deaton said, okay, let us do a report together. So they did a report together. What Deaton did was he installed an app on which people were to report for, and 33,000 people were observed, and he came to a completely different conclusion that money can buy happiness even after $75,000. Now, then one good thing happened was the joint paper of which meant basically resolving the conflict when money buys and sometimes does not buy happiness. When Killingsworth and Kahneman realized that they had a conflict in their result, they decided to dig deeper, and they came out with a 2023 paper said emotional and income and emotional well-being, a conflict resolved. So they said, okay, Kahneman evaluation of emotional well-being wasn't measuring happiness but unhappiness, because he was taking Gallup poll data, and they said they were quite reasonably believed that the Gallup questions on which they relied provided a measure of happiness, but in fact it was measuring unhappiness, so their conclusion was perhaps wrong. Killingsworth data does not find a leveling off of emotional well-being with income, but that is true only for the unhappiest people. For the unhappiest people, 75,000 seems to act as a barrier. For the others, it is not $75,000. The other conclusion which they came to was more income seems to be correlated with higher emotional intelligence, higher emotional well-being, and higher life satisfaction on an average. The same increase in income has different effects on happy and unhappy people. This is a very funny conclusion, but that you are able to get such an accurate conclusion only because you are able to collect so much of data based on an app. So that is another good thing. And the bottom line is the relationship between money and happiness is complex, which we all know. Our dharma tells us that, and it is nuanced. While increased income seems to contribute to an elevated sense of well-being and life satisfaction, it's magic cure-all for every type of, it's not a magic cure-all for all types of unhappiness. I have found this, and I found this to be pretty true. I have found that one person I know with a nice big net worth happily writes out checks to help people whom he does not even know. So this friend of mine who has a nice big round net worth which he doesn't even need, his children are doing well, was one day sitting with us, and he said there was somebody who mentioned that one of his peons, one of his office boys, needed a huge amount of money for medical expenses. This guy didn't even hesitate. He just took a checkbook and wrote a check of 1 million rupees. And this was 4 or 5 years ago. It was, I think, pre-COVID. So the ability to write those checks, ability to write checks to help people you know, people you do not know, to support causes you like, right? For example, if you support one particular line of thought, one particular political thought, you can support them, you can support hospitals, you can do whatever you want, you can really create that kind of thing. So money does bring that kind of happiness that I'm able to help others, but beyond that money may not have great use. So the unhappy people who do not know how to socialize or how to do anything, who don't have hobbies, who don't want to help others, for them money does not bring happiness. Money actually brings sadness, saying, acha, now where can I put this money? Which liquid fund? Should I put in a liquid fund? Should I do this, do that? Why? You're 70 years of age, you've got extra 1 crore. Just let it lie anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Your asset allocation is all done and dusted. But still, so this adds to stress rather than to saying, okay, this money is going to be useful for me, because they know this money is not going to be useful for them in their lifetime, right? So, so what does it, the conclusion for me from all these studies is, if you have lower income, you will be unhappy till your income keeps going up. That is true. Because you realize that there are certain things which you can't do, you can't taken off, you cannot travel, or any of those things which you want to do, you are unable to do. But if you have a high income and you are unhappy, more income will not help, right? High income and unhappy will become higher income and unhappy. His happiness level will not change just because he has got more money. A person with very poor health but with lot of money, more money does not really add to his or her happiness. If you have high income and already happy, more income isn't worth the effort. This is completely true. Beyond a particular level, why put in effort to earn money, because you don't need the money, right? So these are some of the conclusions which I would have also come on my own, but here with evidence and based on US, we have some basis to talk about. Thank you.